And so if you want to believe that I wasn't there to help the Tren twins, that they got fake gear from me or some guy I know, then by all means, believe it. But I'm not going to sit here and say nothing. I'm going to defend myself. Coach Greg, and don't you just love a good rumor? Well, I do, and this time I'm at the butt end of the joke. And is it really a joke? And so I'm sent this video, and it's in regards to Coach Greg. That's me coaching the Tren twins. It's very easy to blame the coach. Is it the coach's fault? Did he do this? Did he do that? But in this case, it went too far. And so people, they don't read. And what happened is they watched this video and wait till you see what the Tren twins said about Coach Greg. Only problem is, they weren't talking about me.
And James is like, bro, your gear's fake, bro. He's like, your shit's fake.
And so I'm going to address the rumors. Did I, in fact, send them fake gear? Yup, I'm not making this shit up. People actually think that I mailed out the Tren twins fake gear. Wow, what a horrible coach Greg really is. I'm going to read out the comments, and by the end of the video, you're going to think, how could they let this happen? How could people allow people to think that I did this? Remember, I have a criminal record. I'm actually going to the United States in a few weeks for the first time in 12 years. The last thing I need is a rumor that I'm out there selling gear, especially fake gear.
This is a plan prescribed by someone?
It wasn't even a plan, bro. It wasn't a plan. It was pick 3 meals out of this cookbook.
And so it sounds funny. I mean, I'm laughing. Pick 3 meals out of this cookbook. I mean, it sounds like something I would do, only it's not. I'm going to show the plan. And so when people watch that, they're thinking, oh my God, Coach Greg just gave him a cookbook, said eat any 3 meals, and you're good. First page, cycle plan. Start 100 milligrams every 4 days of this or that every 4 days, which makes 175 milligrams per week. Do this until 12 weeks out, and then start the following. This many milligrams of this every 3 days to a total of 117 milligrams per week. This every 3 days for a total of 350 milligrams per week. And 20 milligrams of this oral before training. Do this for 4 weeks. Then at this point, we would add in XXX. I'm not going to say exactly what these things are. Remember, this is a private coaching plan. But if they're going to talk about how I didn't coach them, that I didn't actually give them a plan, well, I'm going to show you that I did. I describe how we're going to drop certain compounds by 3 weeks out from the show. And there's no guarantee that there's no potential for hair loss, but it should be minimal. After all, we don't want them losing hair. And so to say I just said eat 3 meals from the cookbook, well, this is only page 1. Look at all the pages. Some of the highlights allowing the plan to be so easy that even the Tren twins could follow it. You know, anyone could do this. If you can't follow a Coach Greg diet, you can't follow anyone's diet. You can have up to 7 meals per week, a maximum 1 per day, that are not on my diet plan in moderation up to 700 calories. AKA, what that means is if they didn't want to eat the exact prescribed meals on the plan, he could have made something of their own, up to 1 meal a day, anything they want, up to 700 calories. Imagine how easy that is. You're thinking, I don't want to eat what Coach Greg's saying to eat. So you make your own meal, 700 calories, of which they did. I went into detail describing what happens if they skip a meal, what happens if they eat too much, what happens if you have a cheat meal, and I allowed them to have snacks every single day. I describe life happens, it's better to plan for the what ifs rather than to ignore them and assume that clients will always be able to eat according to the plan. And so I've already coached thousands of athletes, thousands of competitors. I know that people cheat. And so what I did is I'm very proactive. I plan knowing athletes are going to cheat. What percent of the people do you think really die for 12 plus weeks, never cheat once? And so I know this, and the way I avoid them doing it in the future is I plan for this. Most people say this, 150 grams of rice, 6 ounces of chicken breast, and 8 ounces of broccoli. And have this pre-workout and that post-workout, and intracellular this, extracellular that. And you think it's such a great plan. The only thing is, half the people aren't following it. I go into details how it's important to weigh your food on the scale, whether they can use spices, sauces, Walden Farms, etc. I go so far as to say how to even cook your meats, to strain the hamburger, to make sure the fats are removed to make it lower in calories than last time. And for drinks, I talk about what kind of drinks they can have, diet pop, coffee, etc., and what you can even put into it. These are customized plans that I ensure are working exactly for the client's needs. And if the diet's not working, they're not losing weight fast enough, I then make changes, of which I did. And so, for example, with this updated plan, He averaged 3 meals per day of around 2,000 calories in total. I want the athlete, the competitor, to know exactly how much you're eating. That's an average. It could have been a little bit less, a little bit more. When you're eating foods, the labels are often going to lie. It could be off by up to 20%. And some meals, for example, if you're eating salmon versus steak versus an extra lean steak versus chicken, the meat you're eating is going to have more calories or fewer calories. And so it says 3 meals average 2,000 calories plus 1 optional snack of up to 300 calories. This is 1 snack fewer than before, and the reason for that, not losing weight fast enough. And so if you add the calories up, it was on a 2,300 calorie diet. And did this just cover what to eat? No. Increased cardio time to 200 to 250 minutes per week. And so I instruct the athlete on how much cardio they need to do. This is based on the intensity they're going at, what they're choosing to do, and their fitness level. If they're like Coach Greg racing bikes and they're already doing 250 minutes a week and have to lose weight, they're obviously going to have to do more. But if they're a newbie, they're not doing any cardio, I'm going to start them out at a lower intensity and for fewer minutes. And so by doing that, they're obviously going to burn off more calories, easier to be in a deficit, and going to lose weight. And so the Tren twins, they prefer to eat 3 large meals. But at the end of the day, you know how you lose weight. It's calories in, calories out. And so meal 1 at 10:30 a.m. within 60 minutes of waking up, that was meal 1. Between 575 and 780 calories, depending on which of the meals you ate. How easy could that be? The meal choices are literally listed. Would you want option 1, option 2, option 7? Take your pick. If you're more hungry, you're going to pick an option that has more calories. If you wake up and you're not very hungry, well, you can pick a meal with lower in calories. How hard could that be? Does it really make sense to eat the exact same meal every single breakfast? For breakfast, you're eating this many eggs, this many carbs, that's it, every single day. What if you were more hungry? It's called self-directed coaching. When you hire Coach Greg, by the end of the training plan, you most likely have the skill and ability to coach others. For sure, you can coach yourself. And so I'm trying to help guide and educate the younger generation on how to do their own diet. You hire another coach, and all you do is read off 1 meal, the same thing every single time. You have 12 ounces of this, 600 grams of that, and that's it. Wow, such a hard coaching plan. Oh, I'm just going to starve the person, they're going to lose the weight, and they're going to win the show. Only thing is, half those people, they drop out. And so what I aim to do as a coach is to allow that athlete, that competitor who hires me, to reach their goals. I gave the Tren twins the best possible chance, best opportunity for them to set foot on stage. Their goal was to be an IFBB pro, to get to 5% body fat, yet they only wanted to diet for 12 weeks. And I said, hey, guys, you're getting close to 20% body fat. It's a little unrealistic to try to go for your pro card this soon, but hey, I'll do my best. And so if the Tren twins are going off the diet and cheating on a diet this simple, this easy to follow, then what chance did it have? And notice they've hired a different coach since then. And have they done a show yet? Have they demonstrated that they're willing to sacrifice, to suffer to this extent, to get down to 5% body fat and attain your pro card? I instructed them, you know what you really should go for? I think you have the genetics to set world records in powerlifting. If I were you, being your coach, I encourage you to be a powerlifter. Did this before with a girl named Eva Dunbar. She hired me to enter a bodybuilding competition. But as she was training, I noticed her incredible strength. And what did I do? I encouraged her to powerlift. And lo and behold, she became the all-time world record holder in powerlifting. Won the world championships. Became one of the best powerlifters of all time. Did that from her wanting to be a bodybuilder. And so one thing you need to do as a coach is to recognize talent and instruct and guide them in order to help them to reach their goal. I tried my best to do this with the Tren twins. Did they check in every week? No. Am I going to call them every single week and babysit them? I don't think so. If you don't want my help, I am not going to come crawling after you. Remember when I coached Brandon Harding? Remember what he said about my coaching? Wasn't very impressed about it. But then I went over in detail, showed you exactly what I did for his coaching, and 12 athletes hired me from that one video alone. And so if you've tried every coaching method possible and you can't lose the weight, there is no easier diet to follow in this universe than my diets. They are the easiest diets to follow. Ask anyone who I've ever coached. I don't care. Ask the Tren twins even. Really, ask them honestly. Is my diet hard to follow? Was that anabolic French toast really that hard to eat? Did you enjoy those meals? Answer honestly. And I'm sure if you do, you're going to say, yep, the diet was very easy. The diet was amazing. We just didn't stick to it long enough. And so let's get down to the gear, the fake gear, the reason why they did not succeed. Or at least that's what they say. And was it in fact Coach Greg? Well, let's listen.
And the fake ass gear, like I ain't gonna lie, that shit. I mean, I was having, I don't
The dude
know.
who gave it to us literally
We were
only
taking
spoke
Tren as
Spanish.
well. We were taking Tren.
Last I checked, I can't even speak Spanish. I can speak French and I can speak English. That's it. And so how can anyone actually think that I'm the one that sold them fake gear? And no, I did not give him the hookup. It was not my friend. I don't have a Spanish-only speaking friend that gave him their gear. I do not sell performance-enhancing drugs. Sorry. Used to, don't anymore. And so when you post a video like this, and in one fluid sentence, it says Coach Greg's diet was this, Coach Greg's diet was that. And the fake gear, it cooked us up. Wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Wasn't me.
How could I possibly know if they had fake gear? How would I know? I had no involvement in this. I don't want to have anything to do with it. They sourced all of this on their own. And remember, I never forced them to take anything. They asked me what to take. I gave them very low doses and said, this is what I would do if I were you. Whatever you do, don't break the law. Do it with the advice of your doctor. And so whatever they did, it did not involve me. I do not have a Spanish-only speaking friend. It is not me. And so were they really listening to Coach Greg? Were they really learning from me?
Talking to James, I think me and Anthony had a conversation too. I showed you the blood work.
Yeah.
And it said my test levels was 700.
So, and when I looked to examine their blood work, noticed testosterone levels of 700, which is roughly where I am, it made no sense that the test dose that they're on would have levels that low. And so could it have been watered down? Perhaps. I don't know. Was the Tren that we're taking a mist of text in Tren? I don't know. Were they taking Tren? How do we know? We don't know.
Only thing that
So
makes
I was
sense.
having dreams, man, of Kyle and Christian getting in deadly
Cook!
accidents, dying. I'm like, in my dreams, like waking up like, holy
Cook!
I thought it was real.
And listening to him describe the nightmares, the terror, the trauma, make him wake up in the middle of the night. The Tren twins may not know this, but I suffer from narcolepsy, a rare form, one in which I can feel pain in my sleep. Only 2% of people with narcolepsy, the way I have, can experience pain in their dreams. And sometimes the dreams are so vivid and so real that I have a very difficult time distinguishing my dreams from reality. After the severe car accident I had, I did in fact experience post-traumatic stress disorder, and it was very difficult for me to get a good night's sleep. I was prescribed 2 various medications, and the doctor told me I am always in REM sleep. I don't know why, don't know how this works. I am not a neurologist. And so if the Tren twins are experiencing this as a side effect of taking Tren, well, is that not reason enough not to take it? What he's describing sounds very concerning, as I've experienced this in detail. I know what it's like, and so I do not wish this on anyone. A good night of restful sleep, important for everyone. If you're going to bed and getting more stressed out during the night than in the day, how are you going to live a healthy and normal life?
It said my test levels was 700 or some shit. And then like we kept going down the blood work and it just kept getting worse.
And so in looking over his blood work, you could see there were several markers that never made sense. They were not healthy. But remember, this is after using fake gear. All the gear was not real. And yet the blood work still showed it wasn't healthy. And so imagine if it was real gear. The orals that they were taking couldn't even feel it, primarily fake. Most of the injectables also fake. When your blood work is poor, you're more likely going to shorten your life. You continue to do this year after year, you're going to dramatically impact your health. You could suffer from left ventricular hypertrophy, get an early onset for a heart attack, kidney failure, liver damage. The list goes on and on. And so imagine what happens when the Tren twins, if they do in fact decide to do so, use real gear. And imagine if they really want to push it. Perhaps they win their first competition, say, we want a pro card. They get the pro card. Then they want to make it to the Olympia. They will have to use abusive doses of performance-enhancing drugs. And if they're experiencing extremely poor blood work on low doses, what is going to happen when they get high doses? It's going to get worse. And so I don't envy whoever ends up coaching the Tren twins for years to come. But remember, this is common on everyone. How many bodybuilders do you think can use and abuse high doses of performance-enhancing drugs and come out completely unscathed? Oh, I'm on test, Tren, and so on, and my blood work looks amazing. It doesn't happen. It's not possible. And so perhaps it's best to forego the bodybuilding dreams, ambitions, and perhaps focus on powerlifting. And what kind of powerlifting? Well, why not compete in natural powerlifting? Perhaps stop taking everything and from now on do it 100% natural. The Tren twins could be an oxymoron. They're not on Tren. They're on nothing. And you know who's done that in the past? Some of you may recognize Pete Rubish. He was famous for abusing performance-enhancing drugs, having a freaky, crazy deadlift. Since this time, he's 100% natural. He's training and having fun making gains. And so let me look at one of the comments, because many of you are going to say, oh, but in the title it says edit. They did not get the fake gear from Greg. How many people actually read this? And notice it's edit. It wasn't first originally stated. And so many people thought it was Coach Greg that did this. And they even wrote in the comment section. And what happens? They tell their friends. And the people read the comment section and are like, wow, I can't believe he would do that. And so Chinese whisper, telephone tag, people keep spreading lies. Really, what the cookbook is Greg thinking? If all the stuff here saying is true, what the flying cook? Like, we gonna act like that's fine to give them fake gear? No, not Greg. The guy they got it off gave them it, not Greg. Yeah, makes sense. Just seems like Greg's coaching was very bad. I am one of the best coaches in the entire world. You want to debate me? When I had 30,000 followers, I was making over $500,000 a year from just coaching clients. People are hiring me everywhere around the world. And my coaching style completely unique to anyone else. I literally was the person that made it okay to eat a variety of foods. Until I started coaching, at least in my city, everyone was eating chicken, broccoli, and rice. But when I started coaching other athletes, the athletes I was coaching, they were scared to tell other people. I remember Ian Valera saying, can I actually tell people I'm eating peanut butter and banana sandwiches and popcorn? Can I actually say that? I'm like, yeah, absolutely, of course you can.
He's like, man, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, yeah, you kind of got to stop. So we just binge ate, and I literally went absolutely crazy that night.
And so just literally binge ate, as if my blood work wasn't bad enough. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to stop taking the fake gear, which ruined my blood work. So obviously some of that gear was real. How else would the blood work be so bad? And I'm going to stop doing that, and I'm going to binge eat. How is that good? How is this healthy? But yeah, I want to be a bodybuilder. Do we want to live to be 40? What is wrong with people? Don't know why you're misspreading information, bro. You're literally making Greg look bad. Delete the post. He's not misspreading anything. He posted clips of the Tren twins themselves talking about how bad his coaching was. And so let me know in the comment section. Do you really think my coaching is this bad? Do you think that I sold the Tren twins or somehow gave them fake gear? That's really disappointing hearing about Greg's coaching. I really like him. But God, that sucks. Code Tren, code duh. Pick 3 meals out of this cookbook. Laughy. And then, yeah, it's funny, but the problem is it's not actually true. If you actually got my plan, you'd see it's a lot more complicated than just pick any of the 3 meals in the cookbook and you're on your way. Bro, did you not read my comment? I'm talking about his coaching. Getting gear from someone isn't coaching. Telling someone to choose 3 meals from his cookbook is terrible coaching. You need to read. And so that's the problem. This is exactly what happened with Brandon Harding. He said, look at this one page that Coach Greg gave me. And in fact, there were 62 pages. He was telling other IPE pros. Only thing is they then told me what he did. Looked at the coaching, showed exactly what I did. Had multiple pages. And so just because an athlete does not make it to the stage does not mean it's the coach's fault. And in Brandon's case, he put on 15 pounds of muscle in a matter of months when I was coaching him. One thing that you don't understand about coaching, because perhaps you've never hired a coach, is it's more the mental aspect than it is the physical. Anyone can write a plan. I can literally copy and paste a plan that perhaps Ian Valera followed, and I can give it to someone with similar genetics, and if you work hard enough, it's going to work. Do you really think it's that complicated? Eat these 5 meals a day, chicken, broccoli, and rice, and diet. Take Tren, yay. But the hardest part of coaching is dealing with the athletes, the mindset, telling them the truth, telling them what they need to hear, not what they want to hear. For example, Tren twins, you're not likely going to get a pro card in your first year. You need to look like this at this many weeks out. I sent them a photo of Ian Valera. I said, this was Ian when I coached him 6 weeks out from an amateur show. They were mind blown. They could not believe it, but yet they wanted to continue. But they could barely follow the diet. And so I'm looking at how many weeks they are, and I'm saying, hey, this is me in the off season. I'm helping them pose, elbows up, biceps higher than the delts. I'm sending them videos to help them know how to pose, and I'm in my off season, and they're not as lean as Coach Greg. I'm thinking, if you want to be a pro, you have to at least be leaner than me at 6 weeks out. This is just how it has to be. And so I'm not trying to put them down, but if they want to earn an IFBB Pro card, they have to be able to put in the work. They have to be willing to suffer. And if you can't stick to a diet that involves anabolic French toast, pancakes, protein, ice cream, and a variety of desserts, And you can cheat on the diet 7 times in a week with optional snacks. How can you possibly follow any diet? And so do you really think what I should have done is just said, hey, chicken, broccoli, and rice meals 1 to 5? Would that have made me a good coach? Oh, he was very specific. Look at this great coaching. He said you have to eat this many grams of chicken, this many grams of rice, and this many grams of broccoli. Oh, and if meal 2, you can swap the broccoli out for asparagus. Oh, wow, great coaching. Do you really think that's what it is? I tried to teach them how to coach themselves. Guided discovery. I gave them the plan, had options, and I'm there to answer any question at any time, any day of the week. And so if it was 6 in the morning or 6 at night, they can message Coach Greg. I am also there to talk to them. Whenever you need to chat, I'm there for you. And so that is what a customized coaching plan looks like. I am still doing customized coaching. They can message me at any time. Any random question. Coach Greg, how do I talk to a girl at the gym? Literally questions like this. Hey, I'm having trouble. I'm having some anxiety. I'm uncomfortable. How do I talk to someone? What kind of friends can I make? I am there to answer anything and everything. I am like a life coach. And so if you want to believe that I wasn't there to help the Tren twins, that they got fake gear from me or some guy I know, then by all means, believe it. But I'm not going to sit here and say nothing. I'm going to defend myself. If you believe it, great. If you don't, that's also okay. I do offer personalized coaching plans from myself ongoing, as well as team coaching plans that me and my team, we do them together. If you're interested in any of this, please head over to my website. Remember, I don't sell fake gear. I don't sell real gear, but I do sell real natural supplements like creatine, beta-alanine, protein bars, NAC for those of you who are trying to be healthy, as well as 3-test and G-test if you have low testosterone levels. Everything you could ever want, you can get on my website. Please head over right now. And also, if you want free training, coaching from me, I have up to a 50-page free diet and training program. It's free and it's up to 50 pages in length. And all you have to do is click on the link in the description, enter your first and last name and email address, and you're getting it at no cost to you. Remember, I coach the Tren twins for free. You can get a free diet and training program from me. What do you have to lose? And of course, subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algorithm. Do you believe me? Do you believe the Tren twins? What do you believe? What to believe? Watch one of the 2 bloops, and until next time, I am out.